about to go live. You ready?
Give me thumbs up. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Love and Marriage Podcast. I am your host, Wendy O. Say hi to my amazing co-host, Hotep Jesus. This is his YouTube channel. You better be subscribed to this channel, and you better tune in tomorrow to watch Hotep and Uncle Hotep, because they've got some good stuff that they have to cover on the show. How are you doing today, Hotep?
Oh, marvelous, marvelous. Brain drained. Oh my God. Today has been a crazy day. So
Talk to me about it. Talk to me. Gotta know.
You know, I'm writing this book.
No.
Yeah, I'm writing a history book.
Okay.
Selecting certain parts of our past and extrapolating upon them. And it's about 2 years of research. And then the research was going to be too extensive, so I stopped researching. And then I reached a part of the book today where I'm like, oh shit, I got to do more research.
You felt like you're in college trying to write that goddamn paper and it just doesn't end.
Yes, because you find gaps in knowledge and things like, I want to explain this a little bit more. The good news is I only have to read like another 100 pages tonight.
Okay.
The other part of the good news is I get to dive into some, because I was like looking up something and it referenced Murray Rothbard. And I'm like, fuck yes, I love Murray. So I got to read like another 100 pages of Murray Rothbard tonight, which won't take me long. It'll only take me a few minutes to do that.
I gotta say something. I gotta cut you off. Because you've been posting some funny stuff, but I don't comment on all of it. But the particular video, I was like, he needs a blonde wig, because the way you're talking, you were like, so like this and like this. I was waiting for the hair twirl. I was like, where's this motherfucker's blonde wig at? He's like, can you guys like tell me what you think about this? I died. I was sitting in my office. I'm like,
oh, the one where I said I can't read?
Yeah, I was
like... You know, I love that Twitter is like the perfect platform, especially when you have a large platform. It's the perfect place to crowdsource information. So,
yeah. Incorrect information.
Yeah, absolutely. That could be a possibility too. But I ran across some great information here. Wait, where is it? Let me find it really fast. Article 3, Section 7, Article 3.7, I believe it is. But I don't think I have the right article. It's something 3.7. But yeah, it basically says that Congress, which I pretty much knew they were trying to do. I just didn't know if there was any legal justification for it. And it's still up in the air if there is legal justification, but apparently it is in the Constitution. But basically it says that they're trying to make sure that he can't run again.
Okay.
Which means they're like running scared.
So me looking at this from an outsider, like non-biasly, that to me it tells me that they do have something to fear, because generally the only time you press somebody else is when you're scared. The only time I've ever had people press me in real life is when they don't want me to do something because they feel intimidated by me.
Yeah. And that's exactly what's happening here. I'm gonna find it in a second.
That's gonna make for some good conversation for you and Uncle Hotep tomorrow night for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah. This one I commented interesting on that. Fuck, I really wanted to.
But he's got, Trump's got kids. He's got other people in his
Article 1, Section 3.7. So yeah, Section 3.7. It says judgment in cases of impeachment shall not extend further than to removal of office and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor. So Article 1, Section 3.7 of the Constitution, apparently, I don't know when this was amended, but apparently there is some justification for them to impeach him, and then therefore he will not be able to run in the next election. Kind of weird.
Can you imagine hating somebody so much you dedicate your whole life into like terrorizing them? Like, how sad. Like, I'm looking at this regardless of your political stance. We're humans.
Yeah.
To our core, we all bleed the same. We all have the same types of organs. Well, maybe some of these people, some of the aliens, they don't have the same types of bodies as us, whatever. But we're all humans. And can you imagine just being that incompassionate, like that terrible? Like, you got to be some evil. Like, that's just evil. I feel like some of the stuff they're doing to him.
No, it is pure evil coming directly from the top. That was a glitch in the Matrix. Trump was a glitch in the Matrix, and they want to make sure that it never happens again. They're going to make an example of him, so on and so forth. So yeah, I think that's their plot. Some people are saying this could go to the Supreme Court and set a precedent. I don't know. Article 3.7 basically says if they impeach him, he can't come back. But
he's going to fight. I mean, he's going to fight it.
Yeah, potentially, or he could just have his son run.
Well, he's got that. That's why you procreate. That's why we need the nuclear family. You got to procreate so that you could piss off, so your ancestors can continue to piss off other people's ancestors.
I think we're better off in Don Jr.'s hands.
Probably.
I think Don Jr. would be able to navigate this swamp a lot better than Senior. Senior's got a lot of egoic issues and old man set in his ways type shit. And I think Don Jr. is way more lethal. And he would be able to come with the vigor of MAGA behind him. I'm here for Don Jr. 2024.
Ooh. Are you sure you want to say that?
Yeah. Fuck that. Come get me. Or his daughter. His daughter's hot. That would work. That would work too. There's nothing more lethal than a hot blonde in America.
I believe it. Well, I just dyed my hair black, so we gotta shout out the brunettes too.
And then before this, I had I do my chess stream before this, and we ran long because fucking coach gave us this mate in 2 problem, and it was just like, I can't figure it out type situation. And even coach had a little bit of trouble, so I don't feel too bad. But the thing is, it's like, after you're finished writing a book and doing this research for 7+ hours today, and then I trained 2 hours of chess, and then went into 2 hours of chess with coach. So like my brain's just like mush right now. Yeah,
that's okay. We'll keep it fun because I've got a couple things I want to talk about. How's the baby though? I always need to know how fiance and baby is. Because
Did I tell you her new nickname?
No, I gotta hear.
Boss Baby.
Oh, I think you did last week. That's so cute. She's got you said she's got attitude though, huh?
Oh, she's bossy.
I love it.
It's like, if you don't pay attention to her for 2.5 seconds, she's like, motherfucker, come back. When she finds out, like, you put her down and go sleep on her own, she's like, pick me up. So yeah, we call her Boss Baby. She's very bossy, but she's good. She's healthy. She's getting fat. So I love it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It's all mama's milk.
Yeah. She's got that baby fat coming in because she was premature, so she's healthy.
Oh, I didn't know she was.
Yeah, she came a month early.
Did she?
Yeah, doctor's orders.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, she came out healthy. Everything was fine. It was nothing alarming, but she came out a month early. But yeah, life is good on that front. The baby's doing well.
Is your fiance, is she pumping or is she just nursing or doing mix of formula?
All 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the thing when you pump is the milk, once it settles, all the fat comes to the top. And to me, it was always really cool to see. It was always cool to kind of visualize what I was feeding my daughter. And the reason why is because that fat is so healthy and it's so good for their brain development. So just being able for me to physically search to physically see the fat that was after I had pumped the milk out, I was like, this is so cool. This is like development for the brain. This is making her healthy. So it always would make me excited about that. Because my sister, she's nursing. She's not pumping yet because she's like just at home and she's whatever. But I'm just excited for her. I love it. It's a beautiful thing.
Is it brown fat or white fat?
I don't. It's
there's 2 different types of fat, right?
It's booby milk fat.
There's white adipose fat and there's brown adipose fat. So white fat is standard fat you've likely known about your whole life. It stores your energy in large fat droplets that accumulate around the body. The accumulation of fat keeps you warm by literally providing insulation for your organs. In humans, too much white fat isn't a good thing. It leads to obesity. Too much white fat around the midsection may also lead to higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, and other disease. Then there's
It's
brown fat, which is called BAT, brown adipose fat, and tissue, and it says stores energy in a smaller space than white fat. It's packed with iron-rich mitochondria, which is how it gets its color. When brown fat burns, it creates heat without shivering. This process is called thermogenesis. During this process, the brown fat also burns calories. Brown fat is highly regarded as a possible treatment for obesity and some metabolic syndromes. I was studying biology today too for some reason, so like
look at you go. No, it says it says what is the average fat calorie content in breast milk? Because it's different. Okay, what are the different types of fat present in breast milk? Saturated fats, monosaturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, omega-3 fatty acids, because it's different. The fat in breast milk, you can't get it anywhere else. It has to be like from like breast milk. It's very special.
Okay, so it looks like it's white fat in breast milk.
Okay, well, I know it's special.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the baby gets plenty of titty milk. It says, but infants, since they can't regulate their body temperature like adults, they also have brown. So it looks like they get a healthy dose of both. Involved in it. Okay, all right. So they get both from the mama. Good titty milk. That's what we feed the baby.
Have you ever tasted it?
Titty milk, yes. Tastes good.
Is it a little sweet?
Yeah. I'd love to bottle it and drink it as opposed to the cow's milk. I mean, it just makes more sense, right? I mean, cow's milk is for cows, and human milk should be for humans.
You're like my husband, because when I was working, I'd pump and we'd freeze the milk, and he'd have to make the bottle for the baby from the breast milk.
Yeah.
And he'd always like have to test it out. And I was like, I know you like drinking that.
Yeah.
He's like, it's sweet.
Yeah, it tastes like milk. It doesn't have like a weird taste kind of. Yeah, it tastes good. It tastes good to me at least.
Well, that's your mama.
Yeah, I put my mouth to the titty to see what happens, and I was like, "Oh, this works. This is cool." Why not?
Why not? That's your girl.
But they say like milk is for babies, right? So it's like should humans be drinking milk? But I mean, like if humans are gonna drink milk, why aren't we drinking breast milk? Female breast milk or women's breast milk. Did you see today that they said that hospitals are going to go away from saying that we're no longer going to call it breast milk. We're going to call it human milk.
Oh, no, they're not. Not in my house. No.
It's not in my house.
Because guess what? Because men could lactate, and that's not breast milk. It's different. Even though men have, technically the medical term is a breast for men as well, because men could get breast cancer, but breast milk from women is special. It is very, very special. We work so hard. I can't tell you how hard it is to breastfeed. People are like, oh, it's easy. It is not easy. I struggled for a long time. Nobody is going to not call my titty milk. It is my titty milk, my breast milk. I am proud of that. It is not human milk. I am a human, but I am a woman.
It says from the DC Examiner, it says nurses advised to swap words such as breast milk for more inclusive human milk. It says in an effort to be trans friendly, a hospital is advising nurses to no longer use the words such as breastfeeding and breast milk. Human milk and chest milk are the more acceptable terms for midwives to use.
I got called a TERF the other day. On TikTok.
Are you serious?
So because I go on my regular the crypto Wendy O account, because I do what I want. I don't care. I've had a pretty hellish week, so I don't care.
TERF,
and so
TERF, just so we educate the audience, TERF is trans exclusionary radical feminist. Continue.
And I think that I love trans women. I think that they're absolutely amazing. And I think I like some more than I like others. I had a friend that was trans, and she was an absolutely amazing human being. But she was a trans woman. She was not a woman, and she would tell you that. And I think the older gay generation, they're a little bit different. Anyways, there's this girl, it was an older woman. She was like 30 years old, like close to my age. And she was like a bigger Hispanic girl. And she was doing one of those silly TikTok dances. And she had one of the things in the back that said, how you gonna call for trans rights when women don't even have full rights yet? And she was like doing a silly dance. And I was like, it was a Hispanic girl. And I was like, girl, I was like, I haven't even had my morning coffee. Why am I reading this now? And I called her queen. And then there was like 10 comments underneath turf, 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 turf.
Wow,
I'm just like,
that's crazy.
and if you want to talk about that, women, there's a couple things, and actually we can even segue this into Black history too, because it's
Yeah,
finally being talked about. I actually learned about this on TikTok, and I did my own research, like, because I hear things on TikTok, and I do my own research. But apparently Black women it was always taught that Black women are more tolerant to pain, so it's okay if they go through more pain without any type of like anesthesia and
anesthesia.
whatnot in
Yeah,
the hospital. Yeah, and I didn't know that, and that is effing terrible.
yeah,
And I read about it, and I read about that terrible OB doctor that would do experiments
yeah.
on different Black women, during the slave era. And that is absolutely terrible. And like, how dare they? If you're going to be rewriting history and taking things out of history, take that out of your textbook, and include in your textbook what doctors did to these poor women that suffered, and include that Black women feel pain the same way as every other race. That's ridiculous. That made me so upset. I was mad. I was so mad.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's actually true. Another thing about the feminist thing, the feminists also popped up right after or during I think second wave during the civil rights movement, and divided the civil rights movement into, and created a fray to pull Black women away from the civil rights movement into a woman's rights movement.
But why can't they be a part of both?
Well, it's a matter of focus.
Okay.
You only have a certain amount of time, right? In a week or day or lifetime. And
Hmm.
it's like, you have to pick a mission, right? Like, you can't be at the women's suffrage movement and be for Black liberation at the same
Why?
exact time.
Well, okay,
Um,
I understand. Okay, I understand time wise you can't do that. But what happens if there was what happens if there was a Black woman that decided that she wanted to be, on the civil rights side, but then there was like her sister that she wanted to be on the women's side? Why? I don't understand why they're telling people what they can and can't
it's
stand
it's
with.
it's an all hands on deck type situation.
Okay,
Um, kind of like what you were saying with the feminist thing. Like, women don't even have full rights in America yet, right? But
right.
it's now they're pulled to create rights for trans people. It's the same exact concept. You have a mission, and the other thing was the dynamics between Black relationships and white relationships were much different.
Hmm.
So the struggle of the white female wasn't the same as the Black struggle.
Of course it wasn't.
Um, yeah, and also the fact that uh, the the just because you join a female movement, they still had quote unquote white privilege, right? So again, their struggle wasn't the same when you move into a female movement because they still had white power over you.
Right.
You even see the same thing when you talk about the LGBT movement. Like, a lot of the people in the LGBT movement are utterly racist, right? But Black people have been pulled into creating gay rights. So it's just like, are you creating rights for racist people, or are you creating rights for Black people? So it's just like, just a separation of focus.
Well, I understand what you're saying with that too, because the United States has done that with white people too. Because if you have, like, for example, Italians, an example, Irish, what they did was is they took us and they lumped us into one category under as all white. And
Right.
an Italian immigrant is different than a like an English immigrant that's been here a long time. And the same with the Irish, because our struggle is different than their struggle, because we got treated like shit when we came over here. So I don't know why they're forcing people to do whatever. It's very, very upsetting to me.
You know about Henrietta Lacks?
No, tell me about her.
You know about HeLa cells?
No, tell me.
So basically,
I need to
Henry,
get educated. We're doing some history lessons here.
some Black history right here.
Let's do
Um,
it.
so shout out to Brandon. He sent it a follow super chat. He said, "Tell about Henrietta Lacks." So basically, what Henrietta Lacks was, her stem cells were actually very special, and scientists, how do you can say, um, excluded, quarantined. I forget the scientific term, but they basically took
Extracted.
Yeah, yeah, extracted, but to extract and exclude and seclude, isolated. There you go. Isolated her stem cells, right? They isolated her stem cells, and then found out that you can use these stem cells to treat all types of diseases. They called them HeLa cells, but her family ended up not getting paid. Her family's estate had to end up suing the science, I guess, field or whoever, um, because they basically stole her stem cells and she never got paid for it. But her they're called HeLa cells, and if you type in each HeLa cells, um, it basically it says HeLa is an immortal cell line used in scientific research. It is the oldest and most commonly used human cell line. The line is derived from cervical cancer cells taken on February 8th, 1951 from Henrietta Lacks, a 31-year-old American mother of five who died of cancer on October 4th, 1951. So they use it in all types of research deriving. These cells proliferate abnormally rapid, even compared to other cancer cells. Like many other cancer cells, HeLa cells have an active version of telomerase during cell division, which copies. So it's basically like this immortal cell that she had in her body, and they use it for all types of cancer and scientific research.
I hate the upper class sometimes. I hate the people in the white ivory towers. They just do terrible things. Like
Yeah.
it just like I get that I grew up in a different time than when all this crazy, terrible, horrible things happened in the past. But I didn't when I was in healthcare, I didn't look at my patients different. And I had patients from like all different backgrounds, all different backgrounds. The only time I looked at my patients different was when they were assholes to me, when they were mean to me.
Mhm.
But if they were mean to me and they came in and they apologized to me, I would be cool with them because my job was to take care of them, and I went above and beyond and just to love and respect and support them.
Yeah.
But unless they were terrible people, I didn't care about their background. All I cared about was helping them. That was it. I don't under to me it's just so hard to to hear about this type of stuff. And I'm not saying it doesn't exist because it does. I think it's terrible and I like talking about it. I like acknowledging it, but it's like how could you treat another human being that way? Like if they're nasty to you, I can get why you want to be nasty to them, but like how could you treat another human that way? Like come
Well,
on.
it was technically it was justified um, based upon the Bible.
No.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well, back then, yes, but that's some they what people do with religion, they take what they want from the Bible. They take what they want from religious texts and they manipulate it, and I don't like that.
Yeah, they said basically black people were cursed based upon the Hamitic bloodline. They say that they stem from the lineage of Ham, and basically because of that curse, uh, uh, you know, is justification to treat us wrong. And then there's Papal Dumb Verses by one of the popes also, I believe, used that to authorize the subjugation of slavery of black people in Africa. Um, what else did they use? They also had some like scientific justifications for it, about like uh, skull structures basically made us inferior. Then there was some scientific theory that said technically we weren't humans. So there was all types of justifications that
They're
would.
just mad they're just mad that they don't get good tans.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
mad that they don't get good tans because I get good tans. I was actually looking at pictures, like older pictures of myself when I was younger, and I like my grandpa was like super super dark skinned for because he was Romanian, and he like tanned really well, and I tan really well too. And I've got that olive skin from being Sicilian. You couldn't tell because I haven't been going outside because it's stupid 19, but they're just mad because they don't tan good.
Yeah. Yeah. You got that Punic Wars um miscegenation.
What's
Uh
that?
which one? Miscegenation or Punic Wars?
Both.
So there was, I believe there was three Punic Wars, and that was between Carthage and Rome, the Roman Empire. And then miscegenation is basically the when black people and white people get together and make babies.
Let's go. I made me a white baby with a brown man, let me tell you.
So you're practicing miscegenation, but you know the fact that you have the ability to tan means you have you've been endowed with melanin, EU melanin, from ancient times of antiquity, mixing with probably the Carthaginians of Africa.
I'm Antiquian.
I like that. I'm antiquarian.
If somebody asks me, "What are you, Wendy?" I'm gonna say I'm Antiquian. So I'm gonna be going. I think I'm gonna be going on Nasdaq with a crypto company next week on Tuesday.
What's that mean?
On Nasdaq, that one, like that fancy thing that the fancy ivory tower people go on, the rich people go on.
Nasdaq is an index
on Fox News or something. I don't know. I think it's on Fox News. I don't know.
I was about to say, and you say you're going on Nasdaq. I'm like, what are you going to be traded on the stock market? Wendy O is IPOing. Like, what's happening here?
But the reason why I'm going on is I don't know.
You can tell Wendy O is straight up hardcore crypto. It's like, fuck that traditional investing. I'm hardcore crypto.
I seriously don't care. You want me to go talk? But the reason why I'm actually very excited about this is it reminds me of my kind of how my dad kind of brought me up. And it's actually a crypto company that focuses on providing Native Americans with means of cryptocurrency and helps them get do different types of like Native Americans that have like small businesses, have people have access to go ahead and like purchase goods and services from them remotely. But the reason why I'm so excited about it is because my husband's family is Native American. They're Squaw and Cherokee, and my daughter's Squaw and Cherokee. So I get to go on there and kind of use my platform to bring awareness to the project. And then so my daughter can kind of look back and be like, hey, mommy went up there and was talking about my culture. And the reason why that's so special to me is because my dad always made it a point, and my mom too. My mom and my dad always made it a point to teach us about each other's culture. Like my dad on my mom's side, my dad would talk to us about being Sicilian, and then my mom, especially after my dad passed away, my mom would really always make sure that we celebrated Hanukkah every year, so we would never forget my dad's heritage and his culture and his religion, where he came from. So as a mom, for me, I'm excited to do that for my daughter, so I could be like, baby, mommy went and did this and that, because like my husband, he don't care, but I'm like, this is so cool. Like, you don't understand. Like, I get to like help educate our daughter about her culture, like where her people came from, because just give her, I don't know. I think it's a cool thing. I'm excited. He's not as excited as I am, but I'm excited.
No, that's dope, man. Got to celebrate that, man. The fact that we have so many different cultures is the insulation from communism.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing.
See, communism wants everyone under one culture, poverty.
Nope.
So when people have different cultures and so on and so forth, they're to be celebrated. Halima sent in a super chat. She said, cheers to Wednesday nights on Love and Marriage, Crypto Wendy O show on Hotep Jesus channel, helping everyone make money with the Daily O and Coinbits app. Yeah, shout out to coinbitsapp.com, man. Good time. Takes L's. Let's see what his super chat says. Have to show love. I got to learn a lot from Wendy O about getting my money right. Yeah, hell yeah, yo. Fuck with her. She know that crypto like the back of her hand.
So I'm starting a free newsletter. I've hired somebody to write it. My good friend, Jason Nelson. I actually linked you with him via email. He wants to talk to you about something, and I thought it would be a great opportunity for you to kind of give him your opinion, because you're so intelligent, and you always give a really great. You always, when you explain stuff, even when you joke around, you make people think. And so the particular thing that he wanted to ask you about, I don't know if he asked you about it, but I think you would be able to bring a good, you'd be a good person to speak about it. And then plus two, you can plug the Coinbits app. But he's going to be writing, I hired him to write the newsletter for me. And so he's going to write the newsletter, because Lord knows I don't have time to do it. I don't want to write a fucking newsletter. I hate writing.
Right.
But he's going to write it for me. And then I'll probably make like a TikTok to accompany it to kind of further explain what we're talking about. But it's going to be a completely free weekly newsletter, and you just sign up and we'll send it to you. It's going to be like the basics about everything. But question for you is, Coinbits, do you guys have a waiting list right now to buy Bitcoin?
What do you mean?
So do you guys just have Bitcoin there, or do you have other assets?
Oh, just Bitcoin.
Okay. No, because a lot of people are having trouble, like with Voyager and a lot of the other platforms, because they want to buy crypto and they can't, because
we're connected to an API exchange. We're connected to an exchange via API.
Okay.
So it's not like we got Bitcoin sitting around that we're selling.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be letting people know because they're like, Wendy, this is not working. It's taking forever. And I'm like I like plugging every single
what's
thing.
not working?
No, people
Some of the places that you were
the crypto exchanges, because what happened is retail. Okay, let me tell you something, and this shit pisses me off. And I've been telling these people, been telling them, retail is coming. You guys need to get your customer service shit on lockdown. You need to be able to support all these people. Of course, they had 4 years because we had this goddamn bear market. We had 4 years for you to plan, especially Coinbase. Coinbase is terrible. You had 4 years to plan for all retail to come in, and what do? Retail's here, and it's taking people 2 to 3 weeks to sign up and get their funds cleared because you didn't prepare. What the hell were you doing during the bear market?
Have plenty of time, people.
Please. And we need to schedule a meeting because I would really like to create that with you.
The kid thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about making that a Coinbase app partnership?
That's fine. I just want to get it. I want to get it done.
We got devs, and this is probably gonna be a web app, right?
No, I would like it to. I think it'd be better. I mean, we could probably segue it into a web app as well. So maybe some of the grandparents could, like, if they want to load the grandkids.
You want to put it on an iPhone?
I want to put it on a mobile phone.
Oh man, I feel like it's too simple to go straight to mobile first.
Okay, well, we need to talk about the user base.
It can be. All right, let's talk about user base. Go ahead.
The user base is going to be kids. It's going to be young kids. It's probably going to be anywhere between 5 and 18-year-olds. And mom and dad, instead of giving them an allowance, they're going to be loading up Bitcoin. Or if they do chores, they get Bitcoin. Or for holidays, the reason why is because every single time during Christmas time or Easter or holidays, people are like, oh, what should I get? I'm going to get my kids Bitcoin. What do I do? Do I get them a paper wallet? Do I do this? Do that? No. We need to make an app that makes it easy for parents to go ahead and uncles, aunts, cousins, whoever.
So you're saying through this app, parents are going to be able to pay their kids for chores in Bitcoin?
Yeah, or gift them Bitcoin.
Wow, so we're selling Bitcoin again.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking interesting.
Why not? Because people pay their kids dirty fiat. So why can't we just have them pay their kids Bitcoin? And so the kids can actually learn about what Bitcoin is. And then on the app too, this would be maybe later down the line, but different resources that way can learn what Bitcoin is. It's like a portfolio tracker too. So they can see it grow. They can see it, go up and down, different things. And we might be able to have different security things for the parents. So the parents could say, okay, you can, like, when the child hits a certain age, they can decide to actively trade it if they want to, or they have it like different like child safety locks. There's different things that we can do, but I think it is something that is needed. Nobody has done it. We both have families. We both have kids. Yeah. I think that we would be the perfect people to kind of talk about this and promote it because no one else is doing it.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good idea, Wendy.
And like, let's say, for example, too, let's say do you have nieces and nephews?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say next Christmas you're doing really good and you want to give them $100 in Bitcoin each. How are you going to give them Bitcoin each?
Good question.
You have them download our app and you send it to them that way and they have it.
Our wallet? I mean, custodial wallet on the app?
Yep.
Or
yep. We can have two versions. Maybe we can have a cold storage version or just a custodial version, probably custodial because it'll be easier for people. Yeah. But either way, if you want to gift your nieces and nephews $100 worth of Bitcoin each next year for Christmas or whatever holiday you want to celebrate, how are you going to do it? You're going to give them a paper wallet. They're going to lose it and they're going to be fucking throwing away money. No, we don't want to do that. We want to give them something that they can hold in their hands because everybody's attached to their phone. Right. We want to give them something interactive to where they can see it, they can watch it, they can track it, and to where it's easy. Or let's say your niece or nephew does something cool and you're like, I want to send you $20 because I think this is really cool that you did this. You can send it to them easily. Yeah, no one else is doing it. And it's no one else is doing it for kids.
Interesting.
I'll get funding. I can get funding. I can find all this stuff. I just need help with the actual execution of it because I've worked on doing startups before, but there's always been crazy things that's happening. And I think that you would be able to help me get it done. and I think it
All
would
right.
be, I think it would work really well. So I want to sit down, I want to talk about it, I want to learn how to do this, and I want to work with it on it with you, because I think that, you know, we're both parents.
Right. So my suggestion is start with Whimsical. You familiar with
Okay.
that piece of software? Let me
I'll-
grab a
I'll-
link right now and I'll DM it to you.
Okay.
So boom, I'm gonna go here. I actually designed an app and it'll be launching potentially this week. Yeah, I have a new app coming out. A Hotep Nation sponsored that. So I just DM'd it to you. Basically, you can just design the app in there, front end, of course, right? And basically wireframe it so you can go through the different screens of what it would look like. And that will help me and the developers understand your vision.
Okay. All right, we'll do that. I'll take a look at that. I'm gonna start taking extra time out of my week and my day to do like little tasks for this, because I really want to have a company. I want to either partner with somebody or have a company myself, because I've got my, you know, my Beyond Associates, but I want to do more. And I think the key here with adoption in crypto, nobody else is doing this. Everybody says they care about kids and they say they care about all this stuff, but they really don't. They're just a bunch of fucking LARPs and they don't care. They're a bunch of grifters.
Yeah, they're just trying to Ponzi scheme that shit.
And so that's what I want to do. And I think, and like, because I'm thinking about like when I go to the boxing gym and I do this thing, I want to be able to present them something that they can use, that can be accessible. And I actually have somebody who wants to partner. I've got a partner right now, but I've got somebody who also wants to partner with me. And I think that he would be very interested in that. But anyways.
Yeah.
Let's talk. I want to talk about a couple topics.
Let's do it.
So, I don't. Do you want to talk? Did you hear what happened? There's two things I want to talk about tonight.
Okay.
I want to go. I'm going to go off on the OnlyFans thing because I just realized that was happening. Or do you want to go on and talk about that first, or you want to talk about Marilyn Manson?
Let's save Marilyn Manson for after, because that sounds like it's wild.
It is kind of wild.
Let's go OnlyFans first. That seems like nice, good, low hanging fruit.
I did not know that they have a referral program.
Oh yeah. I forgot you mentioned that. Yeah, OnlyFans has a deferral program. It's kind of weird though. It's not good. You know, it basically says you basically got to recruit the people that create the content. So it's not
yes.
Right. So if I say, look, you know, you want to be a hoe or you want to be a creator. If I sign up to OnlyFans and you sign up through my link, then I can get residual income based upon you. Right?
Yes.
But it doesn't work for, like, let's say you had an account, right? And I wanted to send people to your account. They don't have a referral, like a link for that, like a referral program for that. So if I wanted to send you patrons, it doesn't work that way.
Worse. That makes it even worse. You want to know why it makes it even worse?
Why?
Because you're getting these groomers. You're getting these women.
Exactly. You're
getting women that are groomed. And let me tell you, it doesn't get talked about a lot, but that shit happens, because I had someone try to do that to me. And I remember there was a night in particular that happened. And because I was going through old pictures and I'm like, holy fuck, this bitch almost trafficked me. Holy shit. And I'm thinking to myself, and because I saw it was actually, I was on TikTok and I saw it's a woman that still does porn, and she's got OnlyFans now, but she was like in tears. She's like, you guys think this is so easy. I have places that won't open bank accounts for me, this and that, all these crazy things. And she's like, the worst part about it is be careful, because everybody that's hyping you up to start an OnlyFans, the reason why they're hyping you up to do this is because they want to earn commission off of you, and that's why they're telling you to do it. And I'm just like, and it's like so crazy to me. It's literally, you're pimping people out. And I get that there's some people that are probably going to listen to this. They're like, Wendy, you hate women. And no, I don't hate women. I just was one of those women that was in a position, and I am just lucky because I almost got trafficked a couple times. Like, now that I sit back, my best friend, she was over. She was over yesterday helping me do stuff. And we're going through old pictures. We're talking about all this stuff. And we're like, oh my God, do you remember so-and-so? He used to do da-da-da-da-da. Do you remember this person? He did this to this person. Like, all this crazy shit. And I'm just like, oh my God, We didn't even realize. We had no idea that this was going on. Oh my God. And then I saw the thing on TikTok and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, and then what they're doing is there's people that are pimping. You know how many pimps are probably like, fuck this, I'm gonna get this hoe to go ahead and do this OnlyFans, and they're gonna be making that residual income. It's pimping. And the reason why it's pimping because it's in the sex industry. And also too, anybody that's watching and listen to this, if you want to do OnlyFans, if you want to be a dancer, you want to be a stripper, you want to, be a prostitute, a sex worker, whatever it is, if that's what you want to do and you 100% understand the consequences, I support you. But there is a consequence for every action that you do in your life. And just because you're young now and you're like, okay, I got this, I can do this. When you're older later, it might impact you. That's all I'm saying, is it might impact you. And it's just very upsetting. I think they should get rid of the referral program. I don't think that's right. I think that's legalizing pimping.
Yeah. So let's walk through this, right? How do you feel about if the program was to bring you patrons? Do you still think it's makes you as vulnerable to trafficking? Because I feel like the other way makes you more vulnerable to push people to get traffic, right? Like you're basically saying, hey, look, get on this platform and sell yourself, right? As opposed to the affiliate link saying, oh, you're already selling yourself, I'll bring you more. Now, there is the ability where somebody will say, look, sign up so I can send you people and get paid. But it's right. So I think there's still like room for both. But the fact that you only get paid if you sign people up to the platform to be creators, I feel pushes people to want to be traffickers.
Yes, 100%. I feel like that is worse than sending people over to subscribe to somebody's OnlyFans. Yes, there still is room to be trafficked that way, but it's less like it's different because it's literally pimping is what you're doing. You're pimping.
Yeah.
So you're pimping your best friend out. Because I remember I was like 17, getting ready, and we're like, oh my God, we're gonna go to the clubs, we're gonna do all this stuff. And it's like, you and your girlfriends, you guys always hype each other up, and you're like, oh my God, you're gonna sleep with this guy, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, da, da, da. But realistically, you're hyping your friend up to be a hoe.
Yeah. And misery loves company. So sometimes what happens is a lot of these women, are in the business themselves. And sometimes I think they look at, again, Ponzi scheme, getting the next class in so they can get out the game and make profits off that individual.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of grooming that comes from women as well. But again, the fact that, hey, I'm selling my body. I want somebody else to sell their body so I can not feel as bad about doing this, so on and so forth.
Girls do that to each other. Girls will do that to each other, and they will actually bully each other. And they will throw you out of friend circles. Like if one girl wants to be a stripper and the rest of the friends don't want to, or let's say that all the friends are strippers and then one girlfriend doesn't want to be a stripper, they'll end up calling you the bitch and throw you out of the friend circle for not supporting other women.
Yeah.
That's what they do. You get attacked if you don't support another woman. And I don't even want to say, it doesn't even have to do with supporting. It's just that you disagree. And just because you disagree with somebody, how they're acting, doesn't mean you still can't be friends and be cool. But like, that would just be like me telling somebody who's super religious that doesn't eat pork, that's out to dinner with me. And I'm like, oh, we're going to go to this restaurant. And then like, I'm sure I can eat pork in front of them. They're not going to care. But then me saying, if you don't eat pork, you don't support me. And like me throwing a fit about it. But women are like that. They do catty shit like that. And that's why I don't fuck with women.
What do you think about the topic they've been tossing around about an all-female social network?
Why?
People are saying it's going to be a complete disaster because of all the cat fights.
Women are bitches. I have two sisters. There's three of us. And we all used to share a room at me, my mom, my two sisters from when I was 7 until I was 18. We all shared a room. Do you know how many times we got into fights? Like, and I'm in an argument with my middle sister. It's me and the baby sister against the middle sister right now because the middle sister's being a hot mess. And women, that's all they do is they bicker and they fight.
You said it, not me.
Let these bitches go ahead and do their all-female social media network. I don't want nothing to do with it. Leave me with the men.
I want to build it just to see what happens. I feel like it would be a complete failure because all the women wouldn't sign up because there's no men there.
they wouldn't, well, they would be like, oh my God, we're gonna be like boss babes and like empower each other, and like I'm gonna show my titties and my ass, and then like this bitch is gonna be like, that shit is fake, and then this is bitch is gonna be like, you're female shaming, you're body shaming, and then the transgenders are gonna be like, I want to be on this app, and then some of the women are gonna be like, you're not women, and some of the other women are gonna be like, no, you're being trans, you're being a turf, you're being transphobic, and it's gonna be a bunch of it's gonna be estrogen doing this, and then you're gonna get different races that are gonna come on and be like, oh, you can't be on this in this group because you're not Mexican, or because you're not white, and because you're this, and because you have box braids, and because you're wearing black eyeliner on your lips. It's going to be all kinds of stupid shit, okay?
You need massive funding for that project to work. Massive funding just to float the project. Florida Man FinTech, $10 super chat. He said, Wendy, along with the newsletter, you should make a dating app like Tinder, but for diehard crypto anarchists, Dogecoin shills get instant swipe left.
Let me tell you, I was gonna start a dating app, but I don't want to deal with these motherfuckers. I have enough problems in my personal life. I've got enough problems in my own life. I would rather just educate people. And you know what? Because at the end of the day, you could have more money than God. And I actually commented this on my friend's thing. He's like, why aren't there more women on the platform? We're all fucking rich without money. I was like, that's because you can't buy social skills, motherfucker.
That's real talk. You cannot buy social skills. That's something that has to be developed through listening. What's the problem with Dogecoin? You don't like Dogecoin?
This is the thing. It's not that I don't like it. It's that people are going to buy it because they're uneducated, because they don't know what a market cycle is. They don't know what a pump and dump is. They don't see that these celebrities tweeting about this is a problem. And they also don't know that Dogecoin is not a stock. It is a cryptocurrency. They can't explain what a cryptocurrency is. If you don't know what a cryptocurrency is, you probably shouldn't be investing in it. You generally should know what you're investing in. But I feel it's not that I don't like it. My thing is I'm going to get the emails from people crying that they lost all their money. I'm going to get the Wendy, I should have listened to you. I get those all the time. Like when the whole shit show happened with XRP, like people are like, Wendy, I can't trade XRP. I can't remove my XRP. What am I going to do? I was like, I told you motherfuckers a month ago to stay away from it. The SEC is investigating. Nobody listened to me, and now they can't pull their XRP out and trade it. So it's not that I don't like it. I just don't want people getting wrecked because they don't have because they have a lack of knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, that's a valid concern. I always forget about the uneducated when I think about these things sometimes. I like Dogecoin because it proves the fact that anything can be money. Like literally anything can be money. You can dictate one day that fucking, I don't know, shit that falls out your ass is fucking money. And people can start trading shit, and
they've got OnlyFans for that.
Oh my God. Not even visuals. 2 girls, 1 cup.
They have, that's a whole, and I don't kink shame, but they've got different, they got different things for different people. People like that type of stuff. If I was ever single again, I would stay single. I don't have no patience for this shit. I'm too old.
Real talk. I wouldn't stay single. I'd just have a poly relationship.
Okay, have fun.
I'd have multiple women. I'd say, hey, look, because usually women push the relationship thing on men. So I would say, girl, I'll be your boyfriend as long as we can have another person in this relationship.
You know what? I actually have a friend, him and his wife, they have an open marriage. You want me to see if they want to come on?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let me see if he'll do it. Let me see if they'll do it. I'm gonna ask him and the wife.
That'd be super dope.
They're the sweetest. I've hung out with them so many times. They're the nicest people ever. I'm gonna see, and oh my God, it would be a fun show. Like
yeah, we need that. We need that in our lives. I'd love to understand their motives, their understandings, and all of that stuff. Yeah, we need to get to the bottom of that.
I will. I'm going to reach out and I'm going to see if I can get them to come on. I'll see what they say. One is he's kind of well known, so I don't know. We'll see though. Anything else you want to add about OnlyFans being just really just a form of trafficking for young girls? Because that's really what it and I'm gonna throw in young people, because the young gay boys are they're pushing their friends to do it, and the trans, they're doing it for sure.
Yeah. It's just too much for my brain to even process tonight. Let's just move on.
Okay. Last thing we talk about. So Marilyn Manson is under some big fire right now.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. And he's very well known in the Hollywood community.
Isn't he trans?
No, he's not trans. That's part of the rock and roll mentality of some of the boys. My ex used to dress like, I had different boys I would date that kind of dress like that. One was a model and he would dress like that. But anyways.
Dress like a woman.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's part of the rock thing.
Yeah, sure it is.
It's not exclusive to white people either, because it's not. And I know this.
Yeah.
They
push black boys into gangster rap, and they push white boys into dressing like girls.
Oh, there was plenty of black men that would dress like that too.
Yeah, because they were listening to that rock shit.
Anyways,
be like Marilyn Manson. All right, so what happened with Marilyn Manson?
So he got under fire because this Rachel Wood woman or whatever came out, and she said that he did weird shit to her. He he basically took advantage of her and made her do things that she didn't want to do. And then basically told her that if she said anything or she said no, he would blackmail her. And she's like a famous actress or something.
When was this? Like he did this recently to her, or just back in the day?
This is like a long time ago. So all this stuff is starting to come out now. People are like TikTok and like media, they're like starting to investigate him. So I've got two sides of this. So the first side of this is me playing devil's advocate for him, because my ex-boyfriend's ex-girlfriend, who I fucking hated, she actually dated him, and he didn't do anything weird to her, like at all. He was like nice to her, whatever, like bought her stuff, was really nice to her. Yeah. But it's very typical in the rock and roll community. That we get these big names, we get these boys that are very, very famous. Their women are very attracted to them. They make music. Everybody loves a music man, and this is rappers too. This is not exclusive to the rock community, but musicians. So we get these women that come into the picture. They throw themselves at these men. They do things that they normally wouldn't do to get attention, just to be around them, because everybody wants to be a part of that vibe. They put themselves in situations that they probably wouldn't do before, just because they want to be around that person. And then stuff happens because these men, they degrade the women because they have all this power. And that's just something that happens. You read it in all the rock books about the degradation of women, because these women are literally willing to put things in all different holes in their body and act a certain way because they just want to be near these men. But then the women will come out later and say that he RAP'd me, he took advantage of me, he did X, Y, and Z. So we get that. That's very, very common. That happens in rock. And I actually knew a girl. She went and hung out with this guy. She went to his house late at night, and she came and she was like all excited about it. And I remember telling her, I'm like, that if you go there late at night, you're gonna have to sleep with him. She's like, oh no, it's not like that. I was like, no, you're gonna have to sleep with him. That's not how this works. And then of course a couple weeks later, she's like, he raped me. Da, 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 da. And I was like,
why do you roll your eyes like that?
Because how are you going to go to a man's house at 3 a.m. and not think that he wants sex?
Yeah.
If you go there by yourself, you're having sex. He's not having you come over to play patty cake. That's not how this works. It's not how it works. Anytime I went to a man's house past 10 o'clock at night, straight to his house and not out to dinner, what do you think we were doing?
So do you think he raped her, or do you think that he probably had sex with her and she just went along with it uncomfortably? Yeah.
I think she went along with it uncomfortably, for sure.
Right.
And I think
is that rape? To have uncomfortable consent?
I don't know. That's a very sticky topic, because some people will say yes and other people will say no. And then you can kind of segue that into personal relationships, because there's some instances that the woman will just say, fine, whatever, do this with me, and like hurry up and get it over with. But it's not really consensual, but you're married, but she really didn't say yes, but she did because she just wants you to hurry up and be done, and the man just does it anyways. So is that really rape? So it's kind of hard to decide if that's rape or not, right? Like
No.
how do you, because when I think of rape, I think of somebody like holding you down and doing that, but then again, that's not always how it happens. Sometimes things happen where either a man and it's women too that will take advantage of men. So let's not just say that it's men against women, because it goes both ways, and a lot of people leave that out. So it's like, at what point is it really rape and what point is it not?
Did I tell you about that time I had to run out of a girl's house because
No.
yeah, I was very uncomfortable.
Okay.
All right, so check it out. This was MySpace, right? And at the time I was probably like maybe 21, 22, 23, somewhere around there. And I'm broke, but I'm popping, right? So she hits me up on MySpace, right? And she looked cute. You know, I'm like, all right, whatever. And she was like, yeah, I want to go on a date with you. Now I'm broke. I'm like, I'm not paying to go on no fucking date. I ain't got no money for no date. Now I can't say I'm broke. So I basically avoid the topic for a little while. And then she says, it's my birthday and I'm going to pay you to take me out.
What the fuck? Wait, was that when you were rapping?
I was in charge of a record label.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
my partners rapped. I was just in a rap scene.
So she wanted that clout. She wanted that energy.
Probably.
No, she did. Okay.
Okay. So, I hoard myself out, I believe, for $50. Now, being the gigolo in this situation, now you gotta remember, I'm young and I'm naive. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I basically just signed up to be a male escort. I thought she really meant just a date, right? Like my dumbass. Wendy, I was young and dumb. All right, I'm.
How is a boy? Okay, go ahead. Please go.
Hey, so the deal was I had to pick her up, and then I think take her out. I think we went to the 40/40 club, right? So I go to her house. And her friends are going to meet us there. My homeboys is coming along too. But they're in another car and I'm in my car. And we're going to meet at the 40/40 club. I pull up at the house. This bitch is like 6'4", yo. Now, keep in mind, I'm only 5'10", right? So in my head, I'm like, that's a huge bitch. So she gets in the car and I'm like, hey, whatever. And like, she leans over like on some like try to get a kiss shit, and I'm just like, pound it out, homie, whatever. So we get to the 40/40 club, and I'm trying to drink so I just can get this night over with, and I just want to be drunk so I won't remember what happened. Like I just want to get this over with. So I'm trying to get myself drunk, and she's like, dance with me. I'm like, fuck, I knew she's gonna ask. No the fuck. So here I am, my little ass and her big ass, and she's grinding all up on me. Now her homegirls is there, and her homegirls are fine as shit. And my homeboys is hanging out, having a great time with her homegirls. I'm pissed because they're hanging out with these fine ass girls. I'm thinking her homegirls are gonna have an attitude because they fine as shit. No, they was down to earth, and my homeboys is kicking it with them. Whatever. So they're having fun in the corner. My homeboys are laughing at me because they see me dancing with this tall ass bitch. So I was like, whatever, fine. Finally, it's time to go home. Thank God. I'm like, all right, let me take her home. So I pull up at her house and I'm like, good night. She's like, come in for a little while. And I'm just like, I'm like, all right,
why did you say no?
I'm just a nice fucking guy, yo. Like, I'm nice to a fault, right? And I'm just like, she probably just wants to talk, right?
Okay.
So we go upstairs, we go in her bedroom, and I'm sitting on the couch like a girl, like scared somebody's gonna rape me, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm just like biting my nails, chilling, whatever, and she lays down in the bed. So like, I can't remember too much, but I remember like giving her cunnilingus, but with my hands, right? And then she pushes my hand away and like, I can do that myself, right? So I'm like, oh boy. So she gets herself off and I'm like, all right, cool, that's got to be over. And now she's like, okay, now I want you to fuck me. And I was like, oh shit. And so like, I'm trying to like talk myself into this shit in my head. And I'm like, all right, how am I gonna do this? Like, how am I gonna fuck this huge bitch? I'm just like, and I was like, all right, how do you get out of this house? You go this way, that way, down the stairs. Now my car's outside. I'm like, all right, on the count of three, we're just gonna bolt. So on the count of three, I was like, I gotta go. And I bolt up out of there, hop in my car and bounce, yeah. Worst night ever.
I've never had that happen to me. They've always asked me to stay later. I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. Let me go.
So like, she never spoke to me again. Like, I felt bad. Like, damn, I just left her there, like half naked on the bed, like after a nut and you know, whatever. But now I'm older now. I'm like, oh my God, she like paid me for sex. And I didn't even realize it.
I guess. I don't know.
Oh man.
Anyways, back to
So I felt like I was being raped. Was I like I was definitely a rape victim.
No, that was not. The reason I don't know, but me just hearing the story, you left, so you didn't. You almost got.
I was coerced.
You were well, but you went upstairs though. But then people say, but then this is the thing though, but people will say, they'll be like, well, you know, even if like you're into it, and then 1 minute, if you're like stop and he doesn't stop, then that is still considered. But so it's like, I guess each individual situation has to be analyzed. But then the whole Marilyn Manson thing, like, and I'm not saying that he's a good person because I don't know. I never heard anything about him until now, which I'm sure that I would have heard something about it because everybody knew everybody. Like he was part of the
scene.
My ex knew everybody, and he never said he was like a scumbag. He would have said for sure like he's a scumbag, and he didn't because my ex literally didn't care. He would like tell. Please, it was terrible. He would embarrass me sometimes, but and especially when he drank, he didn't care. And I never heard nothing bad about him. But my point of this is like, are these people coming out and saying it for clout, or are they coming, or did something really happen and they just couldn't say anything for a long time? And it's just, I don't know.
What's the claim? Is the claim that she was physically harmed? Let
me read it. Let me go up. And then also too, it came out that his current wife. Well, this is okay. First, let me say this. He was married to Dita Von Teese for like 7 years, and Dita Von
Teese.
Yes, they were married.
Wow.
So him and Marilyn Manson and Dita Von Teese were married for like 7 years, I think. And Dita said, and he was always like very like, oh, do you want to see my wife's boobs? Do you want to see my wife's boobs? Do you want to see my wife's boobs? But that's pretty typical of a musician. That's what they do. Like, that's what they do. It's weird, but they do. Like, it's weird. But anyways. So she said, she's like, I divorced. She's like, we split up because not because he abused me, because he was very sweet. He was very kind. I wouldn't have married him otherwise. She's like, I divorced him because he started using drugs. And to me, that's a form of abuse. And will not be an abusive relationship. So she came out saying that, and people got mad at her that she wasn't defending the other woman, but she didn't have that bad experience. Why should she defend these other women when she had a physical connection with him? That was her ex-husband, and he treated her well. Like they shouldn't be mad at her. But anyways, the claims here, it's a Game of Thrones actress. Game of Thrones actress alleges Marilyn Manson physical and psychological abuse. Her name is Esme Blanco, has come forward with allegations of physical and psychological abuse at the hands of Marilyn Manson, who she dated in 2021. This is 10 years ago.
So she said it was physical abuse.
She said physical and psychological abuse. And she says they met in 2009 when the cast was unreleased is unreleased Marilyn Manson music video. Um, she said, I think I would have made excuses for him. I was in survival mode at that point. My brain had taught me to be small and agreeable. I basically felt like a prisoner. I came and went at his pleasure. Who I spoke to was completely controlled by him. I called my family hiding in a closet. Um, and then I guess she said that he chased her with an axe or something like that. So I can get that part where you're in an emotionally abusive relationship with somebody and you're young and you stay and bad stuff happens. So I get that part, but I don't understand why you would come out 10 years later and make public claims. That's all my only thing I'm curious about.
Yeah, I'm always leery about that. I also don't want to put an expiration date on when it can come out, but
Right.
I'm always leery about that stuff. As someone who has been falsely accused of shit, I'm always leery of that, of all types of situations like that. My question is with the whole rock shit, sometimes people are into sadism, so
Well, yeah.
I was, when she says physical harm, I'm like, was it a kink or,
I
and now
think
you're,
I think what it was, I think he probably was into some kinky shit because I think Dita Von Teese's too. I've never heard that, but I think that think he probably was, and I think she probably wasn't physically capable or wasn't interested in doing that. And also, too, I don't think he did it correctly because there's very strict rules with like bondage and BDSM. Like when you have a sub and a dom, like the dominant one, like basically you guys have rules which you can and can't do, but there is a safe word, and then after the whole thing is done with, like you kind of talk about the situation, what's going to happen, you say what's okay, what's not okay, but afterward, basically after you get your ass whooped, they're supposed to take care of you and like bathe you and feed you and do all these very like caring, loving things so that it kind of like levels, it makes everything okay. But that's part of the culture. It's a very, very um it's there's a lot of parts to it, and people that are in these relationships, it's done correctly. But to me it sounds like their relationship, the BDSM, there was probably BDSM, that's probably a kink of his, and he did not do it correctly with her. They didn't
mm,
have the safe word, and she probably wasn't mentally into that, but she stayed with him because he was famous and she was an aspiring actress. But now there's supposedly other women that are coming out as well. That's what it sounds like to me, but I don't know.
indeed. Yeah. Yeah. All this shit is so weird to me. I'm a prude in a bit. I ain't into all this shit.
Well, I mean, there's rules though. Yeah, so it's this one actress that's coming out, and apparently there's other women that are. Oh wait, there's a wellness check done at his house. Cops swarm house for welfare check days after allegations of abuse, and this is TMZ, and they're pretty. So
So they ran down on him like CPS.
yeah, they did to make sure he was okay. His home was swarming with cops after a worried friend called concern for the singer's well-being, said they've been able to get in touch with him for hours. He's got a drug thing too, so oh, and then actually another actress, Evan Rachel Wood, came out and said that he abused her. She
Mm,
said he started grooming me when I was a teenager, abused me for years. I was brainwashed and manipulation into submission. So I think what this sounds like, I think that, and again, I never heard anything bad from him from people that I knew, and I knew people that knew him. And actually, my ex was going to play in his cover band or in his band. I think he was going to play guitar. And then I think
well,
my friend's brother was actually in his band playing guitar, and I never heard of anything. But
mm,
anyway, because people talk all the time, especially to the girls, because they always want girls to come over and do da, 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 da. So I think what happened was, and I'm not defending him. I think what happened was he's got these fetishes, and I think that he just probably did not do them correctly. And I think he was doing them with girls that didn't know any better, that were too young. So on his part, that was really really bad. And I hope these girls get whatever care that they need and that they're okay. And I hope he gets some physical and mental health help so that he doesn't do that with other women that may not be interested in that, if that makes sense.
yeah. I mean, it's Marilyn Manson. I never really,
I think his music is absolutely terrible. Like I never
is
knew
it?
why people like his music. It's like really shitty goth music, and there's really good
Mm,
goth music, but
yeah.
his stuff is absolutely terrible. It's very mainstream. It's very just not. It's there's no depth to it.
Yeah, I just, I hate to say this, he's just weird to me, but again, it's a cultured thing. Like, I'm not into all that goth shit, and it's like, if you into the goth shit, that's cool. I don't want to pass judgment on you, which is why it's like, because I don't understand that goth world and that, metal or whatever music it is, I don't really want to like speak on it because I don't understand it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm gonna just take your word for it, Wendy.
Yeah, I think
Because
it
you
sounds.
lived in that world, like you dated these guys, you know what they, you know what they into. If it was hip hop, I could tell you exactly what happened. Yo, that motherfucker did this, but I don't know what's going on in that goth shit. That's all. Y'all be drinking blood and shit like that. I don't.
No, that's not true.
Yes, you do.
That's not
Y'all cut
true.
yourselves open and drink each other's blood, and
No, that's like a different type of fetish.
uh,
There's different fetishes. Actually, like my ex though, he was like super normal. Like when it came, he was weird though, because what he would do is he like slept with like hundreds and hundreds of women. But he like the girlfriends that he had, he was like very loving and kind and very normal. But then when he would drink, he would get super crazy and just like it was just so stupid.
mm,
But he was very disrespectful to the random women he slept with, but like women that he actually loved and he wanted to wife up, like me, he would treat us very well and nice.
interesting.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
And he wasn't into any of that stuff. He was not into any of that stuff as well, like at all.
I just can't relate. I've never been the type that wants to like boink every girl.
Really?
Yeah, my penis is very picky. Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
very
mean,
selective.
the thing was is these guys, they would come from out of state. So they would him and a bunch of his friends, they actually lived in Seattle, and so they would come to California, they'd come to Los Angeles because they wanted to be famous, because that was like when because he's way older than me. So they would come like at the end of the 80s, like right when the grunge thing started happening, 90s, and they would come and they would have no money because they were all poor white trash. Most of them were.
Yeah.
They came from Seattle, so they came here. So the girls, there was always women with money. And interestingly enough, there was a lot of like Persian women, like Persian girls that would throw themselves, and their parents had money. So they would just sleep with girls that had money so that they would pay for everything for them. And it's like sometimes they're just like, I can't do it, but I have to sleep with her because I need my rent money or whatever.
Oh yeah, the rent money fuck. Yeah. Yeah. I've never had one of those.
Your face right
Because I know people who've done it.
now.
But yeah, again, my penis is too selective. And
Yeah.
I've had a good crop of women. I've dated doctors, and yeah, I've done well with my selection.
You're elegant. You're mad elegant.
Yeah, I'm real bougie with my picks. Yeah, I'm very very bougie. I can't just I can't do ratchet. I can't do there's a lot I can't do. I can't do certain income brackets. It's just I get schemed out, I'm like, ugh.
The funny thing about that is I have friends with money in crypto, and they have they want to like settle down. I was like, but I was like, the reason why you're not able to settle down is because you're looking for women that they might make a little bit less money than you, because they're still making six figures, but emotionally these women are up here, you're down here emotionally. So you need to date an income bracket that's a little bit below you.
Yeah.
And probably a girl from the hood, and she'll probably take care of you and treat you real good. But y'all don't want that. Y'all want some bougie bitch that's going to have all these standards and all these rules for you. And all you need is a girl from the hood that knows how to cook, and that's going to cook and clean and take care of you. And that's pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a prerequisite. Pretty is definitely a requisite. But I'm still a sapiosexual, because you could be hood and smart, you know what I mean? So hood doesn't necessarily mean not smart, right? But I'm attracted
Right.
to intelligence. Like, if you dumb, it's just like, ooh,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just because she's from a different income bracket and she lives in the hood does not mean that she's stupid. But you
Right.
can find there's good women there. And let me tell you something. Those women from the hood, they're going to be more ride or die than bougie ass Betty or bougie ass Karen that's making her six figures. and they're going to be more loyal to you because look at El Chapo. El Chapo had his bad bitch. He had his wife. And when he went to court, she didn't roll over on him. But the side bitch, the bougie bitch, she did. She rolled and she ratted on him, but not the wife.
Yeah, I like girly girls though. I like girls that are feminine. Hood girls usually aren't too feminine. They're a little too masculine for my taste.
They can still be feminine, but they're gonna have your back. You just have you too.
My second girlfriend was a hood chick.
Okay.
Yeah, she bagged me though. She coerced me into that relationship. I still don't know.
She coerced you. She coerced you into a relationship. She says, "You be my boy. You be my man."
Yeah. No, I'm serious. She really coerced me into that relationship. I don't know how. I mean, with her clothes off, she was fine as shit, but she dressed like a boy. Like she played basketball and.
Oh, interesting. I'm not talking about that type. I'm not talking about that type of hood. I'm talking about like a girl that probably has got a 9 to 5, maybe working in healthcare, or maybe she works like minimum wage, but she's pretty. She knows how to cook. She's family orientated, and she's going to take good care of you.
Yeah. 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 It sounds like fun, sort of. I still think if I was single, I'd probably date a white woman.
You do not want to date a white. If you were ever single, you do not want to date a white woman. You date a Mexican woman.
I've never dated a white woman.
You don't want to.
I fake dated one because she had a car and my license was suspended at the time. So I fake dated one. Like I really wasn't like turned on. Like when we had sex, I was like, ugh. But yeah. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all. But I never like had a serious relationship with a white woman. But I think if I was single, I don't know. Why do you say I wouldn't date a white woman? Why?
I don't fuck with white women. I don't. They just.
That's my issue. Like they scare me. Like
they scare me too. They're fucking crazy.
Yeah, yo, for real.
I don't. I have actually my 2 best friends are both white, but they're both like the best friend that came yesterday. She's tough. She's hard.
Yeah.
She's fucking ride or die. Like she will like ride or die. And my other best friend, I don't even want to say she's like super white, 100% white, but she grew up in the hood. She grew up in the neighborhood I just moved out of.
Yeah, now if I dated a white girl, I couldn't date a
she's
hood white girl.
She's super like she's just cool though. She's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
She is so cool. She's really pretty, but she's got the more of that hood. She's got the hood mentality, but she's very prim and proper. So she has to be like that's what makes her strong. But
Does she own a pair of Timberlands?
No.
Jordans?
No, you wouldn't even know that she lived in the hood. You wouldn't know she grew up in the hood. Okay. Yeah, but regular white women, unless they've grown up in the hood, you wouldn't know. Like you wouldn't know that. Like when people meet me, they have no idea that I grew up like as poor as I did until I start getting until you get me upset and I start
motherfucker.
I get mad. I get mad. But no, white women, they're kind of kooky. I like they're just I don't know. I would rather like my new hairdresser. She's Latina, and I just prefer to be around like people who have been around some sort of struggle. Like if you haven't been around some sort of struggle, I don't want to fuck with you.
That's interesting.
Like
I can't relate because I didn't have a struggle. Other than like a little bit of like racism here and there. I didn't really have a struggle. I was fucking raised like with a silver spoon in my mouth.
You're so bougie, man.
Yeah.
We're like I'm more hood than you.
You are. Your black car definitely has more stain than mine. Like,
oh my god!
Like I was in close proximity to the hood, but like my mama came and got me after dark. No.
Well, the Section 8 apartments were right behind the townhome I grew up in, and it was very red over there. Very, very, very red.
When I had my record label, one of my artists was in the projects.
Okay.
And one day I remember picking him up, and he got in the car, and he looked really nervous. He was like, "They're looking for me. They're looking for me." And he pulls out his gun, and his gun's on his lap. And I'm like, "Who's looking for you?"
Sounds like my brother-in-law.
I'm like, who's looking for you? He's like, nah, some shit went down. I forget whatever story he told me. And I'm like, all right, let me just speed the fuck up. I was like, yo, I don't think I'm gonna go pick this nigga up no more. And then another time, one of my artists took me to another PJs in Newark, and I walk in, and they're like all gangbangers, and there's like a Uzi and an AK and like a whole bunch of guns laying on the bed. I'm like, I don't think I want to do this shit anymore. Yeah, like, yeah, shit got real. So I've seen and have instances in the hood, but and my family was hood, but I couldn't claim that I was hood.
That's like all that stuff you're telling me, that's like my brother-in-law. That was him on a daily basis. There's always somebody looking for him. He had beef with somebody. He owed somebody money. They owed him money. He was out to go do a job. He was out to go clean the streets up. He's out to go do something. Always. Always.
Guns involved too? Can't say? Okay.
He had very nice creased pants. Anytime I would go to the house to go be with my man, he would always be in the living room creasing them with the iron, creasing them up. Real nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that says a
Real
lot.
nice. Yeah, real nice. Everything was immaculate. Immaculate.
Did he button up the top button?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I ain't fucking with him.
Yeah. Well, he's in heaven. God rest his soul. He actually was he was on he was on the run, and he was actually that particular night he was going to go take some piece of shit off the street that had done something very bad to a woman. So he was out doing some good, but he was on the run, and we think the cops killed him.
Oh man.
Was on a motorcycle and whatnot. Yeah. But he's probably happy looking down, because he was always like, Wendy, he's like, after I go, because he knew he was going to go because he was running that lifestyle. He's like, after I go, I want the kids to always be telling fire stories around a campsite talking about my legacy. And I was like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, got to keep that legacy going.
Yeah, he was a good dude. He was a fast talker. He can sell you anything. He used to get in a lot of trouble, but if he loved you, he would protect you for life.
Yeah. That's how some of my hood friends were. They were very protective of me. Yeah.
Did they got the crease in the pants?
No, they were black.
But you could. Okay, well, in California, we got they have the khakis.
Oh yeah, I
up
forgot. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a Cali thing. Yeah, nah,
Yep.
we were baggy and wrinkled. No, not wrinkled, but definitely baggy.
Oh, you can't even. I don't care what race you are. You cannot go to the big homie's house with wrinkled stuff. You can get your ass whooped.
Yeah. Wrinkle was never a good look.
And you had to be creased up. That was the thing. You had to be creased up.
Damn, you got to be creased up too.
If you were not creased up, they would break you off.
Yeah, that was opposite here. If you had a crease in your jeans, people looked at you funny.
Really?
Yeah, you couldn't put creases in your jeans. Yeah, that was stupid.
Wow. Really?
No
That's
creases,
crazy. Wow.
Ironed, but baggy.
No,
but
you
no
had to have
crease.
the crease. Always had to have the crease.
No crease. That's
Wow.
no crease in my karate uniform, but no crease in my.
Why are you so white tonight?
I was facing the suburbs, okay?
He goes, my crease in my karate suit though.
Ricky Green sent in a super chat. I never got a chance to read it. He said, I can open up my screen here. I always learn something new. I always learn something every week from y'all. Thanks for the content and helping so many of us. Much love from snowy Texas. Damn, it's snowing in Texas?
Wow.
The fuck? It was just weird because, like, my dad was military, right? So, like, I was around guns. So my kids, when kids, that I was around, or adults I was around, were talking about guns, it was just like, yeah, I kind of know how to use that motherfucker too. You know what I'm saying? I was no stranger to guns,
I know the type that you are. You're the quiet type that's like, what the fuck did I walk into?
Yeah. But like, I wasn't no punk though. You know what I mean? Like, if shit went down, like, I knew how to defend myself. I tried to avoid all altercations at all costs. But if you breach my perimeter, it could get hot. I'm probably gonna pop off. Out of fear, because it's like, what are you about to do, nigga? Back the fuck up, nigga. Like, what are you about to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, but
see,
yeah,
we're different because I always wait till the last minute. I would always wait till it was something that had to do with like it was always my sisters. It was always my sisters, always them.
Yeah.
You'd be like, Wendy, somebody's picking on me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show up. So I go, I'm like, okay, handle your business. And they're like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, you called me all the way over here. I'm trying to go be with him, go do my thing, handle your business. I'll watch, make sure you're okay. And then once the other people start jumping in, I have to start throwing people off. I'm like, don't touch my sister.
See, that's what was weird about me, right? Like if you fucked with me, I kind of like let you get away with it. Like, it's cool, whatever. Like, talk your shit. But like I remember having to fights for like my mentally disabled friends. They weren't mentally disabled. They were just a little slow. You know? Like I remember I got suspended from the soccer team because somebody spit on my homeboy. So I'm having to fight his fights. So like if you messed with me, like I was just like whatever. But if you messed with like one of my homeboys, I got like really mad and I had a temper.
Aww.
So I had to like fight other people's fights. Like if you fucked with me, it was cool. Fuck with my people's, like I don't know, like I had this tick where it was just like, now I gotta hit you, you know?
Well, it's probably because, like you said, he had some. It sounded like he was, maybe not necessarily not capable, but probably it's not a good feeling when you see somebody bully somebody else. I have a problem with
Yeah,
that.
they were bullying him and he started crying. And it's just like, yo, why is you bullying
Yeah,
people?
no. I'm the same way too, is because even online, like if I see somebody trashing somebody online, and it's somebody that I know, I'll DM them
Yeah,
right away. And I'm like, dude, it's okay. If you need me, you can call me. And it's like dudes. Like I've
right.
done this to so many dudes because I don't like bullies. It bothers me because it's like they just don't be mean. If you don't like somebody, just don't be mean. And crypto is very, very common. But I'll message people and be like, oh my God, are you okay? Da, 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 da. I don't like bullies. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, bullies always irritated me. I never liked bullies. No.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, the worst.
Do you want to plug anything for tomorrow?
Hotep's been told you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about impeachments. We got to talk about Super Bowl. We got to talk, what else are we talking about? Black History Month, shenanigans. I think one senator wants to ban Black History Month.
Why?
Oh, fuck knows. Because
Is
he's
it
grifting.
what side is he on? I'm just out of curiosity.
He wants to ban it. He's a black conservative. He wants to ban Black History Month in Michigan.
Really? Why?
Because he's grifting.
But then that's erasing what happened, and that's not okay. I don't like that. I don't like that.
We got to talk about Gorilla Glue Girl.
I saw the video. Oh my God.
Candace Owens running for president. Nick Cannon got his show back. And Mark Cuban wants to stop playing the national anthem.
I'm over. Oh, Mark Cuban's like super into crypto.
Yeah, is he?
He's in that. It's a Top Shot. It's an NFTs. Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. What was I gonna say really quick about you said something. Oh my God.
Mark Cuban.
No.
Black History Month, crypto.
No, it was one of the first things you talked about.
Candace Owens running for president.
Oh, so just really quick, like my husband was like joking on the Super Bowl because he's like him and his brother were watching it and they're like he was playing the Mexican card. He's like I can't believe there's not enough Mexican representation here. How can they do this? How could they do? And then like when Tom Brady went, he's like this is he's not a brown man. He's like just joking because my husband will tell you he's white for just being obnoxious. But then people were really upset. Were they really like upset that Tom Brady won the Super Bowl during Black History Month? Like was that a real thing?
I don't know. Uncle Hotep is gonna have the scoop.
All right,
he pays attention to what's going on with the shine. He's gonna fill me in. It's just that my prediction was that there was gonna be a quarrel. I knew that there would be a quarrel because Tom Brady, a white man, eclipsing Michael Jordan's record of championships. So then Serena Williams got brought into the subject and that became a heated discussion. Oh no, Serena Williams the greatest athlete ever because she's got, all these, 30 something titles or some shit like that. So we'll be talking about it tomorrow and it'll be a good time.
I'm going to call Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky's a good call.
I'm just joking. I was like, because he's a white guy and he was a really good hockey player. Just being stupid.
Wayne Gretzky's an OG, man. It was back in the day. It was like him, Jordan. I think they were all like in a cartoon together or something like that. I remember.
Was it Space Jam or something stupid?
Was it Space Jam? No, it was like a Saturday cartoon where it was like I want to say it was like 3 different athletes. It was Wayne Gretzky, um, Jordan. Hold on. Yeah, here it goes. Pro stars, right? That's what it was. Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, and Wayne Gretzky. And it was an animated show called Pro Stars. I remember that shit. Bo Jackson was another elite athlete. He played 3 different sports. That dude was crazy.
My husband loves him, I think. What was it? Baseball, football, and what else?
I want to say track and field. Let me see.
I think my husband is a big fan of his because my husband loves sports, and he loves like athletes that he just applauds it. So I think
baseball, football. He did college track and field. Yeah, it's basically so pro sports would be baseball and football. He was a 2-sport athlete, but college he did track and field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with everybody and say Babe Ruth is the greatest athlete of all time.
Oh, and that's where we're gonna depart. Oh, Babe Ruth is the biggest fraud in all of sports.
Why?
Because that's back when the mob ran baseball, man, and they were fucking fixing games and shit like that.
Don't you say that about my Babe Ruth? He took care of the orphans. All right, we're gonna save this conversation for next week because I'm actually a very big Babe Ruth fan. Love Babe Ruth. I love the old baseball players because I think it was just so nostalgic with their socks up high, like Jackie Robinson, like all of them. I just thought it was amazing. We're gonna discuss that.
Yeah.
Don't you defame my Sicilian people. My mom.
I will let you live.
I'm calling my cousin after this.
Y'all about to get the mob on me and shit.
No, they're retired. For legal reasons, they're retired.
Oh, thank God.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, set alerts. Make sure to catch Hotep and Uncle Hotep tomorrow for Hotep done told you. Yeah. Hotep gonna tell you. Hotep done told you.
Hotep's been told you.
Hotep's been told you tomorrow at what time is it?
8 p.m. Eastern time.
And then next week we're going to come back with some hot topics, and Hotep is going to talk to me on why Babe Ruth was a fraud, and we're going to debate this because I'm actually a big Babe Ruth fan. And I've got a story about that from my great uncle. We'll discuss it. Hotep, you have a beautiful evening. Give the family my love.
But no doubt, Chad Lemoyne for that super chat. Bo Jackson is a hunting bow manufacturer now. Bo knows bows. Nice. Ooh. All right, talk to you next week, Wendy.
Bye, guys.